Alright, so something occurred just within the last 5 minutes um, that I want to share with you guys, but also I noticed something else that I wanted to share. Now, I did mention this in this particular video, um, and you see about 12 days ago I made this video, and some strange things occurred. It started around September 28th to about October 3rd, October 4th. In this video, you'll see that I took screenshots and I explained everything. Um, just to sum it up, basically, their servers went down, and whatever program, whatever server, whatever um, CRM, whatever their in-house accounts use, also went down. And between September 28th to about the 1st, um, and I would really say more of on the 29th of September, like I was able to play real poker. I was able to play real poker. I didn't see as many in-house accounts on. A lot of the normal fishy things that was happening was not happening. Um, but I would say a little past 24 hours, it started to correct itself. Um, but by the 3rd, they were right back to their normal activity. There was a lot of things that I showed in this video, but I want you guys to pay attention to this. So Monday was October 3rd. Now, I made plenty of videos in the past talking about how this site is constantly losing real players, how they can't meet all of these guarantees, and how there's just not a lot of players on. It's normally anywhere from like 1,500 to really the max that besides this time, which I'll show and tell you guys, it was usually less than, or not less than, but yeah, but less than 3,100. So even on big tournaments on Saturdays and stuff, it still wouldn't get this high. But just check this out. October 3rd was a Monday. I took a screenshot of something that I want you guys to pay attention to. Now, the screenshot, the details of this screenshot. You see it says October 3rd, 22, and it was at 7:55 a.m. 7:25 a.m. This is on a Monday. So why, and this is a screenshot, so how is it on a Monday at 7:25 a.m. there's 5,438 players? There's no way. This is one of the strange occurrences that took place during this particular time. All of a sudden, the site numbers just jumped up. The site numbers jumped up. There was less bots on the site, or less in-house players on the site. The play felt different. Everything was just different. Now this is a screenshot of tonight. Tonight is Sunday, and they had a few big tournaments, but of course they had the 109. So you see here that it says it's. And sorry for the screenshots. I know they're blurry. This is from videos. These are from the video, so sorry about that. But as you can see, it only says 2,561 players. And this is on the weekend. But on the Monday, when the strange occurrences start to happen, and I'm taking screenshots and showing them to you guys in this video, there's supposed to be 438 players on a Monday at 7:25 a.m. Not that's impossible. Especially for this site, that's impossible. Impossible. And there was no, I mean, they don't have no big tournaments at that time. It wasn't a holiday or anything. And even then, they still don't get that amount of players. But really tonight, what I want to talk to you guys about now, I was not in this tournament. I was just watching this tournament. Um, and the players I have highlighted in purple, I don't have any history with this player. I just seen on this final table some very strange things that occurred with this player, and I want to tell you guys the last three hands. The last three hands of this tournament. Um, so the first hand, I see that the second player, which is I'm just gonna call him Ben. He was the aggressor in the hand. He was the aggressor, um, and he was betting. This dude raised. He bet on the flop. He bet on the turn, and he jammed on the river. Jammed on the river, putting Trim all in. Trim had like 81 million chips left, and Ben had like 120 million chips left. In the pot, it was 131 million. So Trim's just calling, has nothing, right? So Ben jams on the river. Um, they tank, but then they call ace 9 offsuit, and they called with ace 9 and one ace high. Ace high. Number one, he was the aggressor. He had more pairs. The board favored him. And it really did, because he had a straight draw and a flush draw. So the board absolutely favored him. Now I understand not a lot of people play the same, but when you're playing 109s and you're on the final table, you know some of what I'm talking about. So I can't use that excuse where everybody plays differently. I'm not going to use that here because it doesn't fit. But long story short, they won ace high. After this player is just betting and just betting. And I mean, just me watching it, I felt that he had the better hand. But he calls with ace. His tournament life for that amount. And there's a difference. Look how much of a difference there is in the pay. But you're calling ace high. You had ace 9 offsuit. And all you're doing is just calling. That just felt so suspicious to me. But there was other hands that occurred before that felt suspicious to me. Again, I'm not with my usual video calling out a player saying that they're a in-house, but I'm just letting you know what I feel is very weird and suspicious here. The second to, and these hands are actually in order. These hands were 1, 2, 3, and the tournament was over. So that's what I'm saying. I'm going over the last three. It's literally the last three. So the very next hand, Ben, he jams. Now I know he was probably this was more. It seemed more like a frustration jam. And I sort of understand the call. So but it's still the second of the third. So I do want to share it. But Ben, he has about 25 million chips. He jams with Queen 5, and Trim snap calls with Queen 4 of diamonds, and the board just magically runs out to a chop. So they chop. Now the very last hand, Ben again has about 25, 26 million chips. Um, he jams with 8-10 offsuit. 8-10 offsuit. Again, we get a snap call from Trim. Trim has 8-9 of spades. Now, you remember that pattern I used to talk about many moons ago with the suspicious players? Um, Especially when it comes 8-9, queen, deuce of spades. But whatever. So he calls the jam for 25 million, 26 million chips. He has 8-9 of of spades, and the board literally comes 8-8, and I believe it was a 7. So Ben has the board. All of a sudden, the turn and the river goes runner, runner, which is 9-9, giving Trim a full freaking house. I tell you no lie, that was just so suspicious and weird. The board again, 8-8. The third card was like a 6 or 7. Trim has 8-9 of spades. Ben has 8-10 offsuit. Turn comes 9, river comes 9. Giving Trim, the player I'm pointing out weird stuff about, catches their full house runner, runner. All those 3 hands was just so nasty and sick. It just didn't make sense. It was like, what's the odds? And those wasn't, again, the only hands. I just wanted to go over those 3 hands because it was just so suspicious. So suspicious.